is a second video for you. First news story is from Somalia, where Ethiopian troops have come under attack. Heavy exchange of gunfire, explosions are being reported. Where did this incident happen? Second news story is from SNNPR, where clashes between Derashe and Konso communities are intensifying. Some government officials have been killed. Indian nationals have been kidnapped in SNNPR in the clashes between Konso and Derashe communities. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story from Addis Ababa about Wedi Necho, ENDF general from Tigray, who was laid to rest yesterday in Addis Ababa. A very unfortunate development is being reported from his house, where people are coming to offer condolences in Addis Ababa. From this place, we have received this news. Lastly, we have a new story from Werabe University, where you know that in some clashes, some students were injured, and some sources say that at least 2 were killed too. The clashes erupted after Gondar incident. Situation is far from being peaceful at the university. Meetings have been held, and meetings turned into clashes. We have some fresh pictures for you from Werabe University of SNNPR. Firstly, viewers, ENDF, Ethiopian National Defense Force troops deployed to Somalia have come under an attack. The attack was carried out in Gedo region of Somalia, and the troops came under attack close to a village called Shatalau. When ENDF troops were traveling along a road and they were between Lok and Dolo, the convoy came under attack. Obviously, the attackers were Al-Shabaab fighters. Though no official announcement by Al-Shabaab regarding claiming the responsibility, but this area has presence of Al-Shabaab. And reportedly, Al-Shabaab fighters, they carried out this attack. Now, gunfire is being reported. Loud explosions are being reported as well, and casualties are being feared in this confrontation. Reportedly, Ethiopian National Defense Force has cut off communications in the neighboring towns and villages. Overall situation is very volatile. In coming videos, we'll try to update you about this attack on Ethiopian troops on Ethiopia-Somalia border. Ethiopia, Somalia, Kenya, they have been trying to wipe out Al-Shabaab, but the armed group has significant presence, especially in Somalia. Interestingly, yesterday, Fana TV, Ethiopian state broadcaster, accused Tigray People Liberation Front of being in alliance with Al-Shabaab, that the two parties met in Sudan and they were working on agenda to destabilize Ethiopia by fueling religious conflicts. But you see that Al-Shabaab is attacking Ethiopian troops in border areas from Somalia. So Ethiopian government should focus on Al-Shabaab presence close to its border. If it keeps on making up stories without any reliable and convincing evidence that Al-Shabaab and TPLF are in alliance, that they want to destabilize Ethiopia, there is no evidence. If there are just speculations, it won't help. Government must focus on the real challenge of Al-Shabaab, which is mostly in border areas. And Somalia is facing the crisis much more than Ethiopia. Al-Shabaab has penetrated entire Somalia society. We know that this week, Al-Shabaab carried out an attack on an AMISOM base in Somalia, in which dozens of soldiers from Burundi were killed. So, this armed group is not a small one. It has significant influence, military influence, armed influence in bordering areas of Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. And no signs of any large scale operation against the three countries, joint operation. And we have not seen Al-Shabaab receive a strategic and decisive blow in security operations. US has also been conducting airstrikes, drone strikes against this group, but so far the group is still in a strong position, I would say, in the neighboring regions, neighboring zones of the three countries. A second news story is from SNNPR, Southern Nation, Nationalities and Peoples region of Ethiopia, where in communal clashes some government officials have been killed. Clashes are not subsiding, they are intensifying. Clashes have been going on between Derashe and Konso communities. Konso is a zone, Derashe is a special Warada. Derashe and Konso, they were part of one zone, but then there was movement for separate zones, and in 2018, Konso became a separate zone. Derashe is a special Warada, but Derashe people, they want to be a separate zone as well. We've been seeing clashes between the communities from Derashe and Konso. Jobarna Asefa, who is administrator of Derashe Special Warada, reported he's been killed 3 days ago. Before that, head of revenue department was killed. And some Indian nationals were also abducted in this area. Problem is that Derashe wants to be a separate zone. SNNPR government, Ethiopian federal government, they have ignored the demand of the Derashe community. That has led to this clash between Derashes and Konsos. Now, special war administrator has been killed, other officials are under attack, and Ethiopian National Defense Force has also been deployed there, reportedly. ENDF's deployment has not led to peace in this zone. Third news story is from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, where a Tigrayan ENDF general was laid to rest yesterday. General Gebremedin Figadu, who died in prison. He was laid to rest in Holy Trinity Cathedral. Abune Matthias, a patriarch of Orthodox Church, also took part in the funeral ceremony. The general was arrested in 2020 after the start of Tigray conflict. Back then, he was in charge of communications of Ethiopian National Defense Force. He was charged with facilitating Tigray's attack on ENDF military bases in Tigray in November 2020. He was imprisoned and he died in prison a few days ago. Tigray says that he was murdered. Ethiopian government says that he was facing a treason trial on charges of treason and he died a natural death. Now, he died, he was buried yesterday, and the new story is from his house, which is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Family of General Wedi Necho, they set up a tent outside the house. It was set up for the mourners who were coming to offer condolences, to pay their respects to the family of the deceased general. But reportedly, security forces, they have removed this tent. The family of the general is also under pressure. Why did security forces remove the tent from the house, outside the house of General Wedi Necho? Is it a retaliation for what happened at the funeral ceremony of the general? We know that Tigrayans protested in Addis Ababa at the funeral ceremony. They chanted slogans. They said Tigray will prevail. It seems that Addis Ababa government, Ethiopian federal government, is not happy with yesterday's protest by mourners at the funeral ceremony of General Wedi Necho. That is why the tent set up outside his house has been removed. The government does not want any large-scale gathering outside his house. That is why, but it shouldn't have happened, viewers. Family has a right that people come to the family and meet them. People also have this right, if they want to offer condolences, if they want to meet the family of the general, they should be allowed. I think security forces must reconsider this action, and those who took this action, they must be held accountable as well. It's a time of mourning for the family of General Wedi Necho. No matter what he did, it does not matter. Question is that can you deny this right that mourners want to visit the family for deceased person and you're not allowing them? It shouldn't happen. Next story is from Werabe, Werabe University. We know that after religious violence in Gondar, we saw its effect, its repercussions in Werabe, in SNNPR. Werabe is in SNNPR. And in Werabe University, clashes erupted between Amhara students and non-Amhara students, mostly Muslims. And I shared 2 video clips showing dozens of Amhara students who were trying to flee the university premises because they were under attack. Since then, security situation in the university has not been very helpful for the start of activities, learning activities. So some meetings have been held, but the meetings could not translate into start of learning activities. You can see some pictures on your screen. University building has been damaged too. The damage happened due to clashes between Amhara and non-Amhara students.